4 cars in the last 5 years have slammed into Rebecca Garcia's property. She's even put up these metal barricades. And now plans of expanding Callahan Road have her worried that it might make matters even worse. A man was found dead in a ditch this morning. Neighbors in the area are concerned. They say that this is not the first time something like this has happened. History has been made today in San Antonio as the city council has voted Ivy Taylor as the interim mayor. She is the first African American to hold the position. The statue went missing last week. Deputies offered a reward for anyone that could provide them with details. About 2 hours ago, the statue has been found. Some people in Alamo Heights are not happy about plans to put a 4-story building here on the corner of Austin Highway and Broadway. And now the fire and police departments are voicing concerns. And according to this affidavit, police say that the woman was brought to this apartment complex and was sexually assaulted late last night. Kids walk through this ditch every day to get to school. They call it Hell's Gate. About 100 yards that way is Longfellow Middle School, and about 100 yards back that way, a young man was found shot to death. The fire marshal is not letting anyone get close to the house. We spoke to the family who lives in this home. They say that they have not been able to go back in to get any of their stuff. This is Scott Kenny, his wife, and 3 kids home. Well, what's left of it. It exploded on February 10th. Scott Kenny was inside. Pamela Bransford with the city of Boerne says the neighbor warned Kenny they heard a hissing sound.
And as Mr. Kenny was preparing to come out of the house and leave the home, he just didn't make it. The explosion occurred.
When it blew up, it caught this home and this one Todd Weir lives in on fire.
When I first got news that all this was going down, I was told that our attic was on fire. And so by the time I got out here, I could see the smoke from across town. I knew it was going to be a lot worse than that. So
Weir's wife and daughter were inside.
Fortunately, my wife she's very level-headed in situations like this, and so was able, even in that moment, to convey that my family was okay. And so that brought a certain level of peace at the moment.
Cassie Crow, a scoutmaster with Weir's wife, says Boerne wants to help.
I've just been amazed by how much support we've had. They set up a Facebook account for community support here in her ranch.
The fire marshal is investigating.
Because of the extent of the damage at this 2-story home, it's taking longer than they expected to clear out the debris, identify the piping. They hope to have something tomorrow, but it may not be until Friday.
Members of the Kenny family tell us Scott has burns on 50% of his body, but will be okay. Homes were lost, but fortunately, no lives were. Selena Madrigal, News 4, San Antonio. Antonio Morales still has trouble sleeping at night after he lived through a fire at the Wedgwood Senior Apartment Complex over a month ago.
And I went to the stairway on my left, and I couldn't open the door. So I got real panic, and I just went back to my room.
The lawsuit states when the 11-story complex caught fire, there was no alarm or sprinkler system. Residents struggled to escape. 6 died, including one of Morales' friends.
And I could see her apartment. I mean, it was full of smoke, and, you know, it was just too bad, and I never want to go through this again.
Officials say about 75 to 100 people were evacuated during the fire on December 28th. Attorney Michelle Maloney says,
if you're going to market a building to the elderly, you have to have precautions in place.
Maloney is representing 7 residents in what she says is a multi-million-dollar case. And for Morales, he says he's blessed to have his niece that took him in, but he worries about his friends from the complex that don't have a place to call home. Selena Madrigal, News 4, San Antonio. For $400, you'll get more than this chair. It could help a homeless person have somewhere to sleep.
You know, sometimes when you go to work every day, it means more when you have a purpose.
David Reyna works at Furniture for a Cause, a part of SAM Ministries, a nonprofit whose purpose is to help the homeless.
About 1/3 of all homeless folks are in families, and that means that there are a lot of children that are homeless.
Navarra Williams is the president of SAM Ministries. They were awarded more than $2 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
For San Antonio, the gross amount was well over $7 million.
And for the state of Texas, $78 million. It may seem like a lot, Williams says it's not.
If you were to take all of the different budgets of the organizations, it's tens of millions more. For example, Sam Ministries Award was a little over $2 million. However, our entire budget is closer to $8 million.
The money is already being used to help homeless move into a more stable life.
When that becomes a reality, you really feel happy for them.
So this centerpiece could set you back $18, but help the homeless move forward into a better future. Selena Madrigal, News 4, San Antonio.